back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. I apologize for the lateness of this video. Obviously, it did not get up following the game last night. As you guys may have seen from my video yesterday, I was trying to get into Game 4. Couldn't find tickets that I was willing to pay for, so ended up watching the game in the hockey house with some buddies and had a great time. Met some fans of the channel. Shout out to Sean, Patrick. Great to meet you guys, and hope to run into you again at a future game. They ended up getting in for the second and the third, so it was a great game to get into, that's for sure. It didn't start out that way, but the Edmonton Oilers do manage to come back with 5 straight goals and take Game 4 5-2 to even the series 2-2, heading back to Dallas for Game 5. Let's quickly go over the scoring summary here. Wyatt Johnston opened the scoring for the Dallas Stars 58 seconds in, putting Dallas up 1-0, and then Esa Lindell at 5:29 made it 2-0, and that's when everyone was saying, looks like Dallas is going to go up 3-1. It's not looking good. But Ryan McLeod, one of 3 new players inserted into the lineup, along with Corey Perry and Philip Broberg, helped to turn the tide in this one. Ryan McLeod gets his very first of the Stanley Cup playoffs at 13:30, finishing off a rebound. Corey Perry, Darnell Nurse picking up the assists. Darnell Nurse was a big focal point yesterday morning in the media with his struggles in this series, but he comes back and I think plays his best game of the playoffs last night, so that was great to see. Like I mentioned, Corey Perry getting the other assist there as he comes back into the lineup. Both players getting the Oilers back into this one. It's 2-1, and then Evan Bouchard off of a Connor McDavid slap shot pass off of Jake Ottinger's pads, buries it, ties the game 2-2 at 16:17, and we got a 2-2 hockey game heading into the second period. Brand new hockey game. The Dallas Stars go on the power play, but as we know, the Edmonton Oilers have just been dominating on the penalty kill. They keep that going, and they get a short-handed goal from Matthias Janmark. Connor Brown picking up the assists. The Oilers needed more depth scoring. Matthias Janmark, Connor Brown have been coming up huge lately. Janmark gives the Oilers the 3-2 lead, and then Leon Draisaitl shortly thereafter with his 10th from Zach Hyman and Connor McDavid makes it 4-2, and in the third, Matthias Ekholm finishes it off with an empty netter, assist to Connor McDavid, and the Edmonton Oilers with an absolute dominant performance from basically the 5-minute mark of the first period on, and they greatly deserved that 5-2 victory last night. And Rogers Place was rocking. Got into the celebrations following the game, and that's why I couldn't get a video up last night. So getting it out to you guys now. Overall, just a really strong performance. Great seeing Corey Perry, Philip Broberg back in the lineup here. Perry played on the number 2 line with Ryan McLeod and Leon Draisaitl. Ballsy move there from Chris Knobloch, but it pays off huge. And Broberg played with Ceci in the third pairing. Nurse and Kulak were paired together. They looked great, and Ekholm and Bouchard were strong as always. Another dominant performance from Stuart Skinner. Looked a little iffy to start out, but I mean, the second goal went in off Darnell Nurse's butt on a deflection. There's only so many things you can do, right? And from that point on, Stuart Skinner shut the door, made some huge saves when it was still 2-0 Dallas, and at the end of the night, the Oilers get to celebrate the 5-2 victory, and just a great night at Rogers Place. Really enjoyed it. Let's take a look at the game stats here. The Oilers outshooting Dallas 29-22. Dallas going 47.5% on the faceoff dot to the Oilers 52.5%. Dallas going 0 for 2. The Oilers 0 for 1. On the power play, hits 43-21 for the Oilers. So this has been a complete 180 from the Vancouver series where the Oilers were badly out-hit. They've definitely been the more punishing team in this series. Dallas with 14 block shots. The Oilers with 16. Dallas with 6 giveaways to the Oilers 8, and Dallas with 8 takeaways to the Oilers 7. So that's basically the story of last night's game, guys. Darnell Nurse coming back in a big way. Corey Perry, Philip Broberg, Ryan McLeod, all having an impact on the Oilers 5-2 victory, and I don't know, guys. I think this is looking pretty good here. If the Oilers can get a win in Game 5 on Friday in Dallas, take a 3-2 lead back to Edmonton for Game 6 on Sunday, the Oilers could be punching their ticket to the Stanley Cup final. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, obviously, but have a lot of confidence here going into this final best of 3. Of note, though, as well, Chris Tanev had to leave the hockey game. There was pictures of Chris Tanev in a boot today. Don't know if that means he will officially be out for Game 6. Dallas has been pretty mum on that front, so we'll see what happens. But if Dallas does end up having to go without Chris Tanev for the final 3 games of this series, or at least 2, that would be major advantage Edmonton Oilers. So we'll see what happens there, guys. But that is the latest on this series. Just one other note I wanted to touch on. The Edmonton Oilers announcing just about an hour ago that they have added Callie Larson to their hockey operations department as Senior Director of Player Development. Larson most recently served as the President of Hockey Operations for the Fighting Saints of the USHL. So, as the tweet says there, welcome to Oil Country, Callie. I'm sure he'll be another great addition to the hockey staff here. Jeff Jackson putting his own team in place, and we're going to see more of Jeff Jackson's team following this season when we see Ken Holland presumably retire, possibly go to the Columbus Blue Jackets. We'll see what happens there, but it's going to be an eventful summer for the Edmonton Oilers. We know that much for sure. And just before I wrap up tonight, I did want to mention yesterday is the 3-year anniversary of when I started the channel. Started at May 29th, 2021. Got the 2 jerseys now to do the full year. Picked up this jersey last night at the game, so got that done up in the Ice Authentic store. So thank you to the staff there for getting that done so quickly for me. And that was kind of my 3-year anniversary gift to myself to kind of add to the studio here. So thank you to all of you for all your amazing support. Like I said, met some of you at the game last night, and I always meet people at every Oilers game that are fans of the channel, at work quite often now as well. So thank you to all of you who have been supporting me for 3 years. Would not be here without your amazing support. Closing in on 7,000 subscribers. If you haven't done it yet, you like the channel, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would love to hit that goal, and just want to say once again, thank you to all of you for your amazing support over these 3 years, and can't wait to see what the future holds for the channel. So I'll wrap it up there for now, guys, but again, apologies for the lateness of the video. Should be back on schedule after this one, but had to get into the celebration last night after a big win for the Edmonton Oilers around Rogers Place. So let me know your thoughts on Game 4. How many more games do you think this one goes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.